Hello everyone, it is Willow and we are here with Strange Antiquities. And this is, by the way, the same creator who made Strange Horticulture. So, I'm not even going to try to say that. As this person's apprentice, there is a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care, and it is important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent to the mild. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli left the shop. Strange Antiquities in my hands. None of us knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. That's loud. The ravens were an omen, a circling unkindness of black wings and cheerless cries that seemed, even then, to signal the start of a rising dread. Okay. I have been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Ravenglass and must leave at once. I am leaving the shop in your care with some reluctance, I might add. Make use of my reference materials. Here, take this. There's an index in the back that may be useful to you. If in doubt, study it carefully. And remember that there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any locked drawers, cupboards, or drawers, or cupboards. In fact, safest not to touch anything at all. I should be back in a few days. Okay, so we can go over here. Looks like we have a scale. If I do this, we have, oh dear. Okay, so similar to the other game, we have a map. Undermirror. Oh, that's the thing that Strange Horticulture's in. I was trying to see if it was here, but it's not. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, Okay, so this just tells us a collector and curator of powerful objects. Objects that to the untrained eye may appear dull and lifeless, but that in the right hands and armed with the right knowledge can be a gateway to so much more. For Eli, the quest to unearth and understand each new object has been the driving force of his adult life. As owner of Strange Antiquities, Eli is a stern master. He knows firsthand what can happen if the right precautions are not taken. He doesn't tend to show much emotion, but he does have a more tender side, a side that is mostly reserved for the store's cat, Jupiter. Cute! Okay, adjusted the sound a little bit. Congratulations! Today is the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. That's me. A man who loves fresh mountain air and a little white dog called Hamish. But I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats in them. If you'd be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. How do I... There we go. Hunter's boon. A hunter's boon is a primitive item. They grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. They are made from trophies taken from slain beasts, with those from the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. Oh! You guys can't see that, but I just accidentally opened Steam. This is weird. I gotta be honest. I don't totally know how this works yet. What is this? What is any of this? The plant one was much easier, I gotta admit. Okay, let's just get a hint, because in the book... Yes, I did that. From slain beasts, they are simple items without embellishment. Like this? Gives a sensation of power. Oh, nothing. Maybe? I don't like that I can't just have this open like I did with the plant one. To grant power of the predator. Well, this looks like it'd be taken from a beast. It gives power. What is this? Wait, hold on. Because this looks like bones, so hold on. It has some evil quality. Okay, well, I don't think it's that. I did it. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives a sensation of power. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling, such as love or joy, and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. Okay. I did, in the settings, unlike the plant one, I have it set to automatically label. If you guys don't like that, leave a comment below, let me know. I just figured, you know, might as well. The nights are drawing in again. Oh. The dark shadows hide dark deeds, or so my father always used to say. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters gone. A creeping dark has set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. Okay. Shadow hold. A shadow hold, or an oshatic vessel, is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar or a bottle or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an oshatic spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows like poison from a wound. They are decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher. So it's going to have this design on it. Is this it right here? Is that the same? Nothing to remark. Pungent. Hard and somewhat rough. Is that the same? Hold on. I need to look at the book again. Well, it's turned, I think. Because it's like the square and the loops. And then this has got square and loops, but it's like... Does that matter? Like, I want to assume no. Oh, wait. Well, no, this isn't a jar. It's the same symbol, but it's not a container. Well, I assume it has to be this then. Okay. A sunbond is a small and lightweight. Wow. I just add words, remove words, change what I feel like changing. Is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Yeah. So, I obviously already did that. As you can see, there is already labels on, but again, if you guys want me to take the time to do that, then I will change that. Hey, it's the mail delivery guy. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? I can't remember ever seeing anything like it. Not a good day to be in the sort who believes in dark omens. A letter for you. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here, but I thought of you when I came across an entry on the shin. Okay, where is... We also have this. So I wonder, in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. So is 29 right there. And I'm not seeing here. Okay. The proprietor, a Mrs. I never know because there's an R there, which anyway, doesn't matter. Cranmore begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar when I explain that I'm from the Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, well, take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me. But I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Okay, so I need to put that there. I'll put that there. And I'll put this right there. Although, can I travel again? Oh, I can. In the boatyard. The boatyard is 8. The yard has seen better days. A mess of broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats, slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all of this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. "You must be from Strange Antiquities," he says with a smile. He takes me into a dilapidated office where 2 metal buckets collect drips of brown water and a thin window pane rattles with every footstep. He pulls a sheaf of brown papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. Okay, sweet. We got some new stuff. Apparently as an afterthought and somewhat reluctantly, I'm like a little stuffed and it's kind of hard to talk. The man gives me something else as I'm leaving. "I've no use for it," he says. "Don't even know what it's for." Ooh. Okay, let's scoot that over a little bit so I can make room for that. Okay, it doesn't seem like I have like the... You know, the like how you have to have a certain amount of energy or whatever to explore? It doesn't seem like that's a thing here. Okay, I don't know what to do with that yet, so... Okay. I also see that there's stuff down here. I want an Ossic ring. Ossic. That's a pleasing word to hold on the tongue. You're strange, but okay. An Ossic ring. The somewhat macabre, probably not saying that right, objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Corchin, but the practice fell out of favor as belief waned. They are hard to come across now, but they are occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say they can hear Corchin's unearthly hiss when they hold an Ossic ring up to their ear. Didn't this hiss? I'm not seeing anything else that's like a ring either. Okay, I'm willing to bet it's that. Look at this! Made of bone, this item satisfies the description macabre. Closer inspection confirms that a hissing noise can indeed be heard. I like that this game has more ways to like identify something. Like you can listen to it, you can look at it, you can touch it, you can smell it. Because the plant one is like you have your description and you just have to guess. But yeah, I like both games. I didn't think I would like games like this, but it's a great thing about having a YouTube channel. I play a lot of games I wouldn't play normally, and I end up really liking them. And I get to pet the cat, and I love that, so. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing, to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly, but they'll take anything they can get their talons into. And they'll kill if necessary. I didn't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening out there, and I'd like to know what. A voice of Serenos might help put me at ease, or it might do the opposite. You know, to be honest, Crows are more my interest, but I do like ravens too, and it sucks how much bad rap they get. Did he say Eye of Serranos? Voice of Serranos. I'm glad I looked at that. The name of Voice of Serranos, I'm probably not saying that right, but whatever, is used to refer to any bronze torque that has certain imbued properties. With skill, such an item can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Serranos is a pagan god of the forest and nature, typically depicted as a man with antlers of a stag and often wearing or holding a torque. So this is a torque. And it's bronze. Okay. So like a staff? Or is this the torque? The part that's on top, maybe? Oh. Those are just weights. Because if it's just the thing that's on top, this looks like it goes on top of a staff. I have nothing to remark about any of this, apparently. No smell or sound. It's cool. It's gold. Okay, well, it's not that, because it's got to be bronze. What is that? Sorry, dude. I know you're, like, waiting on me. I'm just discovering things over here. Okay, let me read it again. Any bronze torque that has certain imbued properties with skill, future pattern of nature. I imagine that the snake is not what he's talking about. I imagine this is wearing his torque. Often wearing or holding. So he's wearing it. So it could be this. It could be this. Okay. Well, this is circular like that thing. It's bronze. Has an uneven texture. Nothing to smell or sound. Nothing. I imagine it's that, though. Because it's bronze and it looks like the thing he had around his neck. So, I'm guessing. Sweet. Made of bronze. A similar looking item appears around the neck of Serranos in the sketch. Okay, yeah. That's why it helps to really pay attention. It's a little bit much, I think, in the way. There we go. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into the world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show, another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps, a layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Okay, so that was the end of the day. I kind of like having it just do it for me, mostly because like the spelling and everything. It's just kind of easier, but okay, well. There's a spider right there. I feel like there's so many things. There's a key that goes to that, but we ain't got it yet. Something to do with that. I don't know yet about that either. And then that was just the weights. gonna kind of scoot these a little bit closer, just so that easier to find. Okay. And then we have this, which is like, it's gonna go somewhere in there, but we don't know where yet. And then we've got these things. Or are these just more... Well, if that's the case, then yeah. We need to put them up if there's stuff that I need to be given out. Okay. Put the cat in the day. A black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Backbarrow. Oh. Oh. Oh, shackles. I was like, what is that? An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Okay, well, let's... Is there like a jail? The old jail. Is there a new jail? No. Okay. Well, then we know it's going to be the old one, which is 10. It's probably right in front of my face and I'm missing it. There it is. It's right there. Ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he found. Northwest? This one? No. Oh, that's how we get... Okay. This... I mean, this is kind of northwest, right? There we go. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flame of my lantern does little to pierce its depths. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all, when suddenly and unexpectedly I uncover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop for further study and a warm drink. Okay. That doesn't look like something we should have, but it's fine. Ah, well, that's just perfect. Oh, Undermere fizzing with fear over these ravens and the... I don't even know. Has left his apprentice in charge. Okay. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of bed. These ravens have got under my skin, that is all. Please do let Eli know that I was looking for him the next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology. Okay. I'm gonna take a little glance at this. Oh. Okay, well, this book is definitely going to be useful later. Did that say Holmes? Like Sherlock Holmes? Okay. Tess Sherwood. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. I heard a horned shackle might be the answer. Horn shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. In use, the horns are rubbed between one's fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly totems of some kind. An example of an elaborate horn shackle. Okay, so I've definitely seen that before. Like this? Does it have to be a cow? Can it be that? This one also has horns. Okay, let's look at this first. I'm gonna guess it's not this because it's metal. I have a strong sense of being watched. Rigid, smooth, bronze. Okay, I don't think it's that, because if you're gonna... Oh, wait. Okay, let's see this. A sense of foreboding. Nothing to remark. Hard and somewhat rough. Cool and smooth. I thought at first it was bone, but it is in fact clay painted to look like bone. Okay, let's look at this. Brown fabric of some sort, bone, yellowed. Okay, alright, now we're getting into the stuff where I'm like, It says you could wear it as a pendant, but it didn't say it had to be a pendant. And this actually looks like the thing. But are more commonly totems. Huh. This looks more like the picture, so I'm assuming this is it. No, I was wrong. So it's got to be this one then, right? Because this is bronze. You're not gonna... That's not gonna be... And the feeling of being watched, that doesn't seem right. I don't want to get it wrong again. Well, I did. Oh, look at how bad this is. Okay, just clicking it just makes that weird sound. Those are... more commonly totems. Oh, this one's hard. I'm just looking for anything that has horns. Wood. This part feels smooth. If I get this wrong, guys, I'm so sorry. Okay. I should have been more, like, in depth. Vestinger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. We, like, cannot get anything else wrong. At least the weather's looking a little better out there today. Good day. You might be interested to hear that my plow overturned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it's yours. For the right price, of course. To the farm. The Royston Farm. This was... yeah. Royston Farm, 30... John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates after a lengthy negotiation. I reluctantly hand over the amount he originally asked for. Okay. Ah, Jupiter, we meet again. Oh, our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. We shared a moment before he slunk off into the dark on important business, no doubt. I wonder if you can help me. I'm visiting my grandmother later, and I wanted to bring her something. She lives all alone on the edge of town, out on Clanbrook Road, and I don't always manage to get out there as often as I'd like. I thought maybe a moon heart would bring her some comfort. A moon heart. Okay, so it's not going to be here, is what I'm gathering. Moonheart. These carved totems, more commonly known as moonhearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. Okay. Wait, hold on. It looked... well, that's just a picture of the night. I guess it's not. Carved totems. I guess this has... you, I suspect. Rough and gnarled. Okay. Don't think it's that. A totem. So like this, because this said totem, right? So far, this has, you know, the moon shape, but also we can go in here and let's go back a little bit. Oh, imbuements. And this is probably helpful. So, triangle, circle, line, circle, big circle. And then this is of the night. So, we've got a diamond, a circle, line going through here. I'll totally remember that. Definitely. Imbuements, so like calm, so it might be this circle. I would imagine it only be this one out of those. Don't think that's gonna, any of these are gonna be important. So, okay. Let's look more closely at this. This does have carving, but it's like, that doesn't have any carving. No, that's not right. No. No. It's gonna have the imbuement, isn't it? Or does it not yet? I really thought I was onto something. Right? Crescent shapes. Because I was thinking it was going to have... the moon, which is just crescent. Could be that too. I thought it was going to have either this, which is a circle, line, circle, or it was going to have this on it or this on it. I'm not seeing any of that on any of these things. The only thing I'm really seeing with the moon symbol is this thing. Because that isn't right. This isn't right. I'm like so hesitant to say that it's that though. I'm like trying to like look in there and see if I see anything, but I don't. Well, I do see maybe a triangle there, but we can't get in there, so let me just take one last look for anything. This has the moon on it, but I don't think it's that because the other stuff didn't line up. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The carving doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it's the only thing with a moon symbol. So it has to be, right? I didn't think it was that. Even the cat's looking at me like, what are you doing? I don't know, is the thing. What? This one's so difficult. As moon hearts can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy, and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. Sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. I'm gonna lose my mind. Here's the moon. I'm so at a loss right now. Definitely don't think it's that. Don't think it's that. Okay, this has symbols on it. It has this symbol and this symbol. What do those symbols mean? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. It looked like that, but it was not that. Heat. It means heat. And the triangle one means cold. Hot and cold. Helpful. What about this? It's got those things. Okay. What is the middle one again? I already forgot. Okay, it's like two. Nope. Associated with the night. Like an owl? Like an owl. I was taking it so literally. I was like, okay, if it's the night, then it has to be the moon. Or dark. Not the things that are in the night, like an owl. It bears a concealed crescent shape. Oh! I'm so embarrassed right now. Oh, I didn't even notice. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holger in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. I am so embarrassed right now. I didn't even... That is definitely a crescent. Oh, I need to be so much more detail oriented with these games because it's easy at first and then the stuff is so hidden. A friend of mine, or former friend I should say, has been stealing jewelry from me. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? I need to make a choice here. There are no wrong answers, but my decision will no doubt affect the events in motion outside my shop. Okay, binding seed or azea. Binding seed. These are items that are made of 2 distinct materials representing the mentic and wixic, the mind and the body. The binding path, the mind, is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. A binding seed is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt or shame. Or is worn about the necklace to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They can be difficult to remove. Zayas are made of any single material except wood or clay. They typically have no symbol or other writings upon their surface. I think the guilt one. It even says punishment, so I feel like that's the one we need. So it says right here, made of 2 different materials, and then it's got these 2 things. So if we go here, okay, these are the 2 symbols. So they look almost the same, but this one's got a circle in it, this one doesn't, and it's, yeah, they're like a little different. Okay, alright. Let's figure this out. Okay. But now I'm like concerned because I thought that the symbols would be really obvious. But they're not. Okay, wait. These are 2 distinct materials, right? Doesn't smell of anything. Okay, cool and warm. Phrased detailing, stone, and gold. Okay, that is 2 distinct materials, right? So let's just take a little gander at everything else. Okay, let me... The U Labyrinth at Castle Morgan, a larger-than-life binding seed. The winding path of the mind is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. So I think that even though it's 2 different materials, this is my theory, and I've been very wrong lately. Wait, a spiral and a stone. Would it be this? Because that's what I'm thinking, is that it's going to be something is in, yeah. You understand what I'm saying. Rough and gnarled, cool and smooth. No smell or sound. I don't like how this makes me feel. Okay, I think it might be that. It's a spiral. It's around 2 different materials. This was just, they're side by side. Doesn't really make sense. This is also spiral, but it's not 2 different materials. It's just one. Encompassing the seed. I think that that is what makes... Because this isn't a spiral. Okay. If this is wrong, we're doomed. Sweet, okay. Made of 2 materials, wood and stone, features a spiral surrounding a seed. Okay. A shield charm. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled I still don't know, but have some small effect. The Oshadic spirit or wandering shroud will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of I'm just going to Google it. Thaumaturgy. Who wants to bet I'm never going to remember that? They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. Okay, we haven't gotten anything to explore yet, so... They found a man just now in that house where all them ravens were. I wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was sheet white, but it was his eyes that were going to give me nightmares. All black they were. It was like he weren't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Sedberg, and I'll be taking a libula to see us safely through. That sounds genuinely like something you'd find in the human body. Like a fibula and a... I don't even know. Libulae are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they are not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a libula is not merely decorative. There is power in symbology, as the old... Give me a second. I don't even believe that it's a real word, so we're not even going to talk about it. Okay, that's really helpful. There's no other description than that. So I have to go off of feeling, or... Great. Well, let's start down here. Okay, it's not that. Not that. Okay, what did the picture look like again? Where, there's my mouse. Change an imbuement of wisdom. Okay. An imbuement of wisdom. Wisdom. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. Kind of looks like the symbol on a web page upside down for bookmarking. That's how I'm gonna remember it. I am not seeing it anywhere so far, but again, apparently they can be pretty hidden. Ooh, right here. Nothing to remark, but raised detailing. Bronze. Well, I'm just gonna guess because it's the right thing. Okay. Yeah, but bears the symbol of wisdom. Witches' fingers are said to be the severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. That's why. Okay. Why would you do that? They are capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. A most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. Okay. And about the cat. You know and about the cat. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head where he had sliced himself with the diverging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. Oh, dude. Oh, part of the map. Bet you it's part of the map. Okay, I'm gonna take a little quick look at the map, but I do think we're gonna call it here, so that's, I don't want that whole book. It kind of looks like this. Do you guys see that? Like, no, it's not that. Because this curves this way. So it's a building. I'm looking for a building that like goes like that. And I'm guessing it doesn't have to be up and down like this, so. Oh, we're here? Yeah, that looks right. Here's the curve part, I think. Here's this part. This is this part. Maybe. That might not be right, but it kind of looks like it. Anyway, we will have to find out in the next episode. I hate to leave it. Oh, there you can see his little tail. I hate to leave it on like a cliffhanger, but I feel like in this type of game, it's always a cliffhanger. So, yeah, leave a comment below if you like this game. And also, if you want me to do the labeling myself rather than have it just selected. I don't think I'll change it in the plant one, the Strange Horticulture. I think I'll label those ones, but this one, it just seemed nice that I don't know if that's an option in Strange Horticulture actually, but anyway, yeah, let me know. And let me know any game suggestions you guys have. I'm open to playing pretty much anything. And leave a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. It really helps the channel out, and it is free. Yeah, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.